Good evening to you. This may be the closest you can ever get to New York's Liberty Bell. And while it's not as famous as the Philadelphia Liberty Bell, it clearly doesn't have a crack in it, and it is significantly older. George Washington heard this 700-pound bell ring on July 9, 1776, for the first reading in New York of the Declaration of Independence to Washington's troops. It pealed again in 1789 for George Washington's inauguration. And ever since that time, New York's Liberty Bell tolled in the belfry of Middle Collegiate Church. That is until last December, when fire destroyed the sanctuary. The bell was brought to the New York Historical Society until renovations at the East Village Church are completed.
Imagine the bell ringing as hundreds of British ships and some 30,000 soldiers are getting ready across the bay in Staten Island to take over New York. It also rang for the inauguration and death of every American president, and in remembrance to the lives lost on September 11, 2001.
From the same vintage as the Liberty Bell, this family carriage is newly restored and is one of only 3 vehicles to survive in its original condition from the 18th century.
This coach is pretty much the pinnacle of luxury when it comes to traveling around the city or to the Beekman, the Beekman family estate.
What's this, Alex? Is this baseball?
And while at the New York Historical Society, its Demena Children's Museum just reopened for the first time in 16 months since the pandemic shut it down. So children once again can learn about the women's suffrage movement, Newsies, the orphan train, the origins of baseball, and so much more in an interactive way. And on this 4th of July, this children's museum at the New York Historical Society is free for those 17 and under. From the Upper West Side, McGee Hickey, Pix 11 News.